Hi there, my name is Becca Feeken and I'm a licensed designer for Spellbinders. Welcome. I have 3 new collections that are revealing and I'm so tickled I'd like to show them to you. If you are familiar with my 3D vignettes, there are more vignettes, and when you hear the word vignette, you should know that these are things that mix and match with designs that I've made for the last several years. So this is 3D Vignette Mini Album. The core piece for mini albums is a universal accordion spine, and what it does is it allows you to make a mini album out of all of the die cuts in this collection, and really die cuts that are in your stash. So I'm just going to walk you through the collection really quickly. You have the universal spine. It has markings so that you can cut it to size, and then there are 2 new profiles for vignettes. Now, vignettes also make showstopper, stand-up, interactive cards, but here we're using them to make shaped albums, and I'll show you a couple of examples of those. You really can't have an album unless you have an end of the album or a spine, and so one of the beautiful pieces of this collection is a spine piece so that you can actually tailor the edge of your book, and it's designed so that it would hold ribbon if you have a mini album. Also, there's an interactive piece which is a pivoting banner, which is like the pivot in pop cards or the swivel in pop cards. That is a piece that is designed so that it will fit in a channel in the book so that you can actually add an interactive swivel element to each of the books. So also pieces are corners. This is a tiny pocket and a border. The border has a split rail or split rim so that you can use it above or below your piece of paper. A corner. This makes a pocket. You can cut it off and just use it as a corner. We've got a double halo, which is great for highlighting where you want to put a picture or sentiment. I've got an inlaid sentiment. This one says, I carry your heart with me, and then it has a heart to go with it. Then I have another basket, and the set of this is grateful, thankful, blessed. It's just another thing that fits in. And then I have a grand pocket. That is useful for the mini albums too. Everything I've already showed you can be used for a card. Last but not least, I have a little flower. I'm actually going to show you that this flower can be done in 2 profiles. This is the dimensional profile, which is appropriate for the outside of an album. But if you want to look inside, I'm missing my little pearl here, but this is a flat flower that's allowing the album to close. So this is just a wonderful profile flower. It is one of my cinch and go flowers, which is very easy to make, and I have several videos on how to do that. So let me talk about the samples for this. This is a shaped album, and then you can see that it has the decorative spine. I usually put ribbon through there as a way to close it, but these albums also come with a buckle closure. Now, I'm using just some of the dies from my stash and some of the dies from the collection that I've outlined just to go inside. So you can just use, this is a fun little pocket to put some memorabilia in. So there's that. And then this is a square album. The square album is decorated, just like all. I have used this universal, I've used the universal spine and put a decorative spine on, but look inside. Here's a nice pocket with a book. Here is one of the new vignette profiles that I've used inside a square album. So you can just use these in many, many different ways. Okay, so here is the buckle that I referenced that just kind of closes, but this is the album at the simplest. Just a rectangle of paper, the spine that I've talked about, and then simply filled with beautiful photos. So we'll come back and we'll do some journaling here, but This is a very non-intimidating project for somebody who doesn't think they can do scrapbooks. It's done in a size that is really more geared toward the card maker. All right, so I have another collection, and it is called Candlewick Classics. In the classics, I always do a profile of a square, a circle, a rectangle, and an oval. These are designed to layer on cards, and they work with the other classic shapes that I have. So here's an example that I'm just going to show you. This whole collection is made so that you can actually have a surface to do either another layer, or you have a surface so that you can do a sentiment. So they're all a framing kind of die, but they have this beautiful detail that was reminiscent to me of candle wicking, which is little French knots placed in a pattern. And so you have that around the edge of each card. And also in the collection, there is a doily and a border. So the doily and the border work along with the classic shapes that I've shown you. So that is Candlewick Classics, and next I'm going to show you Flourish fretwork. So Flourish fretwork is a set of dies that is both detailed, but because of the way the rims are done, you can remove the detail and make it something that is plain with only a little bit of detail around the border. I have 4 basic shapes. I've actually introduced 2 new shapes. I do have an oval shape. There is a square shape. There is a rectangle shape, and we've introduced this diamond shape and also introduced a pillow shape. These are perfect if you want the die to do the work. You're just going to simply cut it, and then you're going to let all of the intricacy of the inner do all of the work. Now, say that you do want a sentiment. You're just going to pop out all of the detail in the center, and then you're going to let your sentiment shine on the inside. So here's one that's done in a more intricate vein, but you can see it has the shadow underneath it. This is all one set right here. So you have this intricate, and then you've got something to layer it with. And so that is like the hook with this whole collection, is that if you like to layer, there's something for underneath in every die in the set. And then I also have what I call a Swiss Army knife set that has every occasion in the book. It's called All Occasion Sentiments, and it also has a central die to go with it. So let's just say you didn't know you had a birthday, you have a birthday, you need to do a card real quick. You're simply going to die cut that, stamp the stamp in the middle, and that can go on a larger card, an A2, A4, all of that, and it's quick and easy. So I kind of call it my go-to Swiss Army knife. And then last but not least, dimensional doilies. So when you're looking at this, it is kind of hard to tell what it is, but these are motifs that link together and they close out in a circle to make a doily. So this one, if you can tell, there's like a heart motif here. It goes with this one. So each die cuts 3 motifs. For each card, you need 8 motifs, so you actually get it in 3 passes, and they link together. There's a slit in between the pieces so that they slide together, and then they raise up to give you another dimension. This is a kind of card that gives you so much depth when you look at it, and there's more depth that you can do just from the dies. One of these dies in each set will also do a shadow layer so that you have a backing to the pattern. So you can offset this, you can line it up so that it is directly behind, but it gives you a lot of options on how you layer. It's just a different take on a doily. I mean, I've designed every kind of doily that I can over the years that is just looking for something different. This takes it to another dimension because you've got all that play in the elements that raise up. So those are my new collection offerings. There's something for everybody, from the basic die cutter to somebody who likes clean and simple, to someone who likes everything very elegant and very detailed. In my dies, you get to pick what it is. You pick if it is clean and simple. You pick if it's dimensional. And you pick if it's layered, and you pick if it's intricate.
Thanks for watching this video that was filmed in Phoenix, Arizona at AFCI's 2020 Creativation event. If you liked this video and want to see more from Scrapbook.com, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a message. Happiness is life handmade.